We'll make it up to you.
Someone can put
Yeah,
a
no,
little,
yeah.
What's
hyperlink in the...
So who are we?
So, we're live. I'm Chris.
I'm Charlie.
And I guess I'm Gordy.
Okay, please hold your peanut gallery. And we're 8-balling. There we go. All right. Now
And
who are
we're
you?
8-balling. Gordy is Charlie's older brother.
Hello,
We're
everyone.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we're having an impromptu Friday after work.
Yeah.
We all got a tequila.
Yep.
Cheers.
So, cheers, everybody.
Soon to be none tequila.
Here's to a good weekend.
Cheers.
Not quite sure how I got tricked into this, but
Coerced. Oh, it's also my friend's birthday today, Alyssa. Happy birthday. I mean, that's my first shout out.
Happy birthday, Alyssa.
She's a great gal. Yeah.
All right. So we don't even know where we're going. We're totally flying by the seat of our pants.
It's the way we like it.
Last night was the theme was a rant.
Yes.
I'm not so torqued up today. So
Yeah, we got it all out. We eked it out.
well, and
yesterday.
did you know that laundry room was getting done? You saw the washer and dryer.
Right,
that
I
pulled
saw
out.
them, yeah.
It's all done. Everything's done except they fucking left shit. Didn't clean up thoroughly, but whatever. It's not like I'm in a wheelchair or anything.
Or need help moving heavy ass shit like a
Right.
laundry machine.
Right. There's two boxes of
Yeah.
those wood planks, and they probably weigh 20 pounds. And I don't know if you know, but this chair is set up to be like as compact as possible.
Right. Why? Yeah.
So the window of balance is very finite. So if I were to pick something up, like if I took two, say, 8-gallon things of milk and picked them up without bracing myself, boom, I go over forward.
Damn.
Yeah. And it's really tippy backwards so that I can, when you're going over like bumpy sidewalks
like,
and shit,
yeah.
I just
Pop a wheelie.
literally, I can just lean back and like the front is just kind of floating.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Well, it is.
Well,
Until some guy leaves 20 pound
What? Yeah,
fucking
wait.
boxes of planks.
is he like on his way out and you're just like, okay, thanks,
Well, no,
dude, whatever. Yeah.
They were going to work really late the night before last.
Oh, I got
And
you.
I got pissed. So
Yeah.
here's the deal. So I said, how much longer? And he said, we'll be done at 7:30. And I go, really? 7:30? And I said, he goes, okay, 8. All right. I said, I'll make a deal. I had a substantial holdback. And I said, if you're not done at 8, I don't owe you any more money. How confident are we now?
I
And
said,
he's like, all right, we'll pack up.
I said, okay, bye. We'll back up. I don't owe you any more money. Right. That's always that's great.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
like, if you're that confident at 8 o'clock, you're not done. I don't owe you any more money. And,
Yeah. That works for me. Yeah.
and then I thought it would have been more fun to go, okay, let's do this. Let's say it's $10 a minute starting at 8.
Yeah.
And if you go beyond, and let's just say it was $500. So if you go beyond 50 minutes, you start owing me money.
Oh, shit.
And then,
Yeah.
he'd have been like, fuck that.
Right. He's like, I'll see you tomorrow or whatever.
Right.
That's funny.
But anyway, it's done.
Nice.
The house
Yeah.
is back together. Last
Yeah.
weekend, I was on hold for when they might show up. So this weekend is good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cool. Well, we should get to our guest. This is my brother, Gordy.
hello, everyone.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Is it? It's a pleasure to have a tequila. Yep.
Pretty good.
You
I'll
two
say.
engage. I'm going to try to zoom in on him a little bit.
Okay, cool. So,
Tourette's.
all right. Gordy tells us he has a story about Tourette's that is worthy of our show, and I'm actually pretty interested.
I'll chime in just real quickly. My next door neighbor, who unfortunately passed away about a year ago, he had Tourette's, and it was interesting.
Well, I hope it was.
And his
God rest him.
his trigger was just usually women.
Oh, really?
And he'd be like, bitch, cunt, bitch.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God,
brutal.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wait,
could
you can't
imagine.
really get mad at him though.
Oh no, yeah, he didn't mean it. He was harmless.
He's like, I'm sorry, I just bitch, cunt.
I can't help myself.
well, he didn't. No, he didn't have that level of acuity. He wasn't like he would just kind of put his head down and kind of shuffle around and be like, bitch.
What? That's awesome. Anyway, so what's your experience with Tourette's?
Okay, so back in high school, I did this thing, DECA, which
Oh yeah,
might be too much identifying info there.
DECA.
But basically, there's this person that we worked with, and over the course of the year,
Wait, does his name start with a T?
I refuse to answer that question
I
under the
cannot
grounds that I'm like-
verify or yes, I cannot
I can't verify.
confirm nor deny.
There we go. We got to zoom in with.
So it was him, right? That guy,
I don't know who you're talking
an
about.
adult.
Anyway,
Okay.
this person, right, we had noticed over the course of the year would uncontrollably do certain things, like
That's called a twitch or a tick.
and say some things. So I don't know if this is a medical definition
Oh,
of Tourette's,
okay.
but
It seemed like something,
during one of our conferences, we all got drunk. And,
which is what DECA was, by the way. If you're in DECA, you were there to get fucked up
yo,
and hook
the
up with
Deca dance
chicks
was legendary. I think maybe half the people joined just to go to the state dance,
and get fucked up.
and then we blew
Yeah.
the doors off that bitch, and they canceled it.
Yeah. Not after I left, though.
Like 20 people got arrested. It was.
Oh my God.
They
Really?
weren't too happy.
Wow.
Anyway,
Shit. I got
yeah.
kicked out of DECA.
So this
my last-
person, you got kicked out.
my last year. We can talk about that later, but yeah, it was so stupid.
Yeah.
But I fucking took some of them out with me. I'm proud of that. Proud of it.
Yeah, so this person, right, would just, and we, in part of our job was to like be on stage and kind of talk to the crowd before all these conferences. And this person would kind of say some weird things sometimes and make messes like of the words and just kind of freak out. And people were like, oh. So we're maybe 6 or 7 months in when we all had this little powwow. And we're like, like, what do you call the thing if you uncontrollably do something? Like, I guess that's fucking
Lack of
Tourette's.
willpower. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, the spoons made me fat.
Spoons made me fat.
No, but then it kind of became this running joke to see, like, what this person was going to do. And we kind of... Maybe I should stop.
No, what did you use to bait him into like? That's
Into
what it sounds
trying to
like.
trigger them?
Yeah.
Not so much.
In high school, that's okay. Everyone's an asshole and a moron in high school. I think none of us are going to hold Gordy for his actions.
I had a conversation with somebody, one of my friends from high school the other day, and we were like, were we bullies?
I know, right?
And we were
Wait,
like-
isn't that scary?
And we were like, no. And I think somebody's mom came in and we were like, you guys were definitely bullies. I'm like, oh, shit.
You're either what's
We're
that
the bad.
line? Oh God.
I like to
there's
think
a-
I'm reformed.
reformed.
The
Yes.
state education system got it out of me.
Well, I wouldn't say that for myself, but what's that line? You either robbing the bank or you calling the cops, right? That's how it was in high school too. Is you're either bullying or you're getting bullied. And Chris and I were talking about this movie quote last night that I couldn't put my finger on, but it's
Say what?
there's some, say what? No, it was some argument this guy was having with another guy, and they were imposing threats on each other. And the one guy goes, "Oh yeah, you're gonna fuck me? Well, I fuck back." And that's a good, way to live your life.
That's a great line. And I tried to find it. I searched it more a couple times today,
Yeah.
and I couldn't find it.
I gotta find
I
it.
want to see that.
Oh yeah, well I fuck back. It's
All
like,
right.
whoa.
So, favorite movies.
That's a good one.
We talked about this yesterday. I'm a huge fan of anything Tarantino. I love Hateful Eight, Pulp Fiction,
I saw the Hateful
Django.
Eight with Andy's dad.
Oh yeah,
It was brutal.
All right, there we go. Just if you want to see what we're doing up on our display there. So I kind of got it tuned in.
Yeah, it looks yeah.
You'll notice my hands are burned. I've recently peeled my entire body like a snake. It was brutal.
Nothing to do with the sun though. It was just a natural process. We do it
Actually,
once a year in the
Baltimore's-
Houston family. Yeah. Gordy came home from his 4th of July trip
Looking like the dude
Burnt
from Castaway.
like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're looking like the dude from Castaway. Yeah. It was hilarious, and he wouldn't leave the house for 5 days or something
my
like that.
feet got so swollen I couldn't walk. I couldn't put shoes on.
Wow.
Yeah, he had massive blisters.
I got a lot more sun conscious when I started doing the autocross racing because pretty much, 3 out of 4 Sundays,
You're just hanging out in the sun.
I'm just out there.
Yeah.
And I got one of those kind of safari hats.
Oh, I like those.
And I wear those super lightweight long sleeve shirts because,
Yeah.
man, oh man,
Chris, you
And-
you like those PFGs?
I don't know
Those
what that is.
fishing things? I'll send you a link. They're pretty dope.
Okay.
What?
They're pretty what?
Dope.
Dope.
Dope, really?
Dope's
He said, really?
You know you're white, right?
I am.
Okay.
Oh,
Yo, I seen some shit.
He said, you're white, right? Couple
But
of white
like,
guys.
I'm not. I think
I don't
you might be
see
too white
color.
to say dope.
Definitely
dope,
not.
bro. Dope.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, man. What's up? Dude? Now we're being
This guy's
racist.
clearly from the 70s.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. we'll just bleep that whole. Go through
I'm just
that.
here to build some bridges,
Yeah. Build some bridges.
Yeah.
Your shirt has fire on it.
So wait, just explain this to me. This dope shirt.
This dope shirt.
Your WROTC shirt.
Get yourself a little closer to that mic.
So you guys can.
So
Get the mic close to you.
Like,
so
you want it in there.
there you go.
perfect. I'm not used to having things like this by my face.
I have evidence that proves otherwise. Video evidence.
We'll handle this later.
Mics are a little bit phallic, I guess.
I think they. Yeah.
Could
well,
be.
I never thought about it.
They are.
Maybe that's why I like doing this so
These
much.
are called handheld mics.
Oh.
They're handhelds.
Handhelds.
We
okay.
are in serious digression, but that's okay. It's just a Friday chat.
all the time. Yeah. Wait, so
All right.
explain us
Shirt,
to your
shirt.
shirt. Yeah.
So I got a lot of shit for this in college. WROTC. People were thinking it was like Reserve Officer Training Corps, like women's. And I'd be like, why are you in the women? Whatever. It actually stands for Western Region Officers Training Camp. It says on the back. It says, I forget.
It says a chicken on it or something.
Yeah,
Forget.
it's not as cool.
It's a decent shirt though, but it does have the symbol of DECA above the chicken's head, kind of like a.
I don't know what DECA is.
It's
DECA stands for vagina, apparently.
because
Seriously?
A bunch of kids got suspended
No,
because
that
they used
was-
to do the DECA diamond.
Yeah.
And
it's
then
like,
someone told one of their teachers that it's like a vagina, like you're a pussy.
like you would say your friend, like he's like, no, I don't want to go out, and you would just be like, you have a
okay.
vagina.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
All right,
there's this big divide.
Last one, and then I'll stop beating up on you. Try to get that up like 1 inch.
You heard that before?
There you go. You're
I
perfect.
can
That's
do
perfect.
7.
Doubt it.
Okay, guys.
Okay,
You gotta. What is
focus the stories.
octogenarian's an 80 person? If you're what's a 50genarian?
Centenarian? No, that's 100.
Pentagenarian?
Pentagenarian? That's I don't like that.
5.
Just remember, you got a pentagenarian here.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We're talking about all this
It's weird slang.
new scary slang. Pussy. What's that?
Pussy.
It's like a cat, but
What's-
softer.
Doesn't bite. Well, sometimes they do.
Not from that end.
So yeah, it clearly looks like an ROTC shirt. I would have just told people that it was wrestling ROTC, like you're going to WWE is like a joke, and they'd be like, "What?" And then they'd take pity on you and not
Look at
make
me.
fun of you.
I don't wrestle.
It's
I
funny.
got in
Well,
a.
I would think if I saw that, I would think of. I mean, ROTC to me makes me think of the military programs in college.
right.
Yeah.
So I'd
People
be
would
like, I would think it's like an ROTC radio station.
Oh yeah,
'Cause of
the
WROTC.
Yeah, yeah.
105. Oh yeah, the chicken. So they told us a story about like this restaurant that they went to, which I don't know that it was so life changing that they made shirts out of it, but
That's stupid.
they're like, oh, this is a great, beef restaurant. They made great steaks, blah, blah, blah. And they had a thing on the menu where it was like, rare, medium rare, whatever. And it says like, well done. Instead of well done, they say just order the chicken. So like the whole point of this conference was leadership well done. And then they had a chicken on it, which was...
That explains that
That's
takes a lot
clever.
of explanation though.
Yeah, it was a long time to get there, but
Yeah. Right. It's like
No,
There goes 5 minutes of
but
my life I can never get back.
I like the menu thing. That's clever. Just ordered the chicken.
yeah, that is clever.
When
do
I
like
was
that.
when I was a waiter, a couple of places, if somebody would order medium rare or medium, and the cooks would get it exactly right,
Yeah,
and they would say
it's too well done.
it's too done, and we literally would throw the plate in the in the window, and the cook would be like, I'd say burn it, and that's what every wait person would do, and we would cook the shit out of it.
It's like a
It would be well done and a little bit charred.
Oh shit!
And
I'll be
guess
honest.
what? You know how many times people complained that it was too done? 0.
After you burned it, yeah,
And it was well done. I mean, we didn't ruin it,
right.
but to me that's ruined. But,
yeah.
but I mean, it was cooked through and then some.
What's that place in New York, Ed DeBevick's, where if you order a well done steak, they like bring you a dirty boot?
Isn't Ed DeBevick's the burger place in Chicago?
It's a place where they make fun of you.
Yeah. No, it's Billy Goat. I'm thinking of Billy Goat. Ed DeBevick's.
It's a place in New York where the staff is like mean to you and they make fun of you and they like don't respect
I've
you or
heard of
anything
that.
like that. And I
Okay.
think that's a great restaurant idea because as a waiter, you have to like suck everyone's dick basically just to
Well, how many masochists are there? Let's do some market
too many.
analysis.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, they like if you order well done steak, they're like, oh, okay, sure. Here's this fucking boot because you don't know how to order steak.
Right.
Get out of here. Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Ed DeBevick's.
yeah.
I know that from somewhere, like some circle of people.
yeah. I don't know.
Like the internet.
I don't either.
Yeah, the internet.
On the line.
All right, so let's shift gears back to what Gordy said. Here's something I did that's kind of cool,
Okay.
and I've not followed through on it well enough, but I went to 3 different places. This is back to your movie suggestion. I went to 3 different places. I might have said this to you. I don't know if I did. And got the top 100 movies. So one was Rolling Stone, one was like Rotten Tomatoes, and maybe IMDb. I don't remember, but it was 3 places. One was definitely Rolling Stone, and one was definitely IMDb. And is it Rotten Tomatoes that has the
Rotten
movies?
Tomatoes is one of them.
I think that was the third. So I got the top 100, and then I kind of cross-referenced them and put mine together, and they were very similar. And I said, you know what? I need to, like, this is a checklist of shit I want to get done in the next few years.
Yeah.
And I just started watching, and I'd seen maybe 15 or 20% of them. And there were some old ones, and then some kind of bizarre ones, and some obscure ones. And I just started watching them. It was kind of a cool thing. And the one that impressed me most, there was a movie called 12 Angry Men.
Okay.
And it was a jury. And it was just about these guys, and it started when the door closed, and they started deliberating on the case. And what was really interesting was, so this was made, I think, in the 50s, maybe late 40s, but probably 50s. And then it was remade in the 90s, or maybe even 2000s. And the original blew away
Oh.
the remake, which surprised me, because I would have thought, 50s was
Right.
kind of the melodramatic, overacting stage.
Yeah.
And you know what else? Henry Fonda was in it. Henry Fonda was a stud. He was such a good actor. He had none of that, 50s over the top. He was like just this believable,
Cold as ice. Yeah.
really, really good actor. And anyway, that's a movie worth seeing. And don't forget, what did I tell you to see last night? Oh,
Falling Down. Yeah.
Good movie.
That sounds really good. You explained it to me. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I mean it's Tarantino-ish.
Oh, I love
for
that
sure.
shit. Love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yeah, to me, there's something about, like, every year my mom likes to watch all of the, the movies that are up for awards. She tries her best to, like, knock down the whole list, and I'm like, none of these movies are appealing to me. Every year, I don't get it. None of them. I don't really care. Like, even when I watch, sometimes I'm like, this is boring.
Well, half of them are selected for the wrong reasons.
Well, nowadays, right? They say
I actually have a recommendation for you. There's this guy. He's all shooting POV. His name is Ray J. It's
Gonzo.
excellent video.
Ray J. Oh, great! Oh, shut the fuck up.
I'm lost.
Sorry, Kim Kardashian made a porn video with this guy Ray J, and he shot it POV, which is like from a camcorder, his perspective of it.
Point of view.
He's making a porn joke.
She has done porn.
Well, it's
Wait,
like a
what?
home
You never
porn,
heard of this?
whatever. It's like
Not like real.
I
like
do
a
not
homemade.
pay attention to the Kardashians. Are not on my list of people
That's-
to pay
that's
This
attention
was
to.
admirable.
like 2000 something.
I don't know.
That was
it was
like
a long
20
time ago.
years ago.
Not even heard of it.
You're lucky. It's- yeah,
Hey,
but
she's
Ray
getting
J.
people out of jail.
Yeah, I know she is
You gotta
saving
respect
lives
that.
now. That's true. Yeah.
She's doing well with it.
But until they make a movie that's not like that, yeah. Yeah, for the movies, my favorites, Tarantino, I love them. But that's kind of, that's like tacky to say. It's not. I'm not outside of the
mainstream.
box. Right.
Which is weird because he's kind of a out of the box guy.
Right, he is. Which is, like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Hateful Eight, Django, you black bastard. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, those are just great movies. I like The Prestige. Kill Bill. Me and Chris talked about that last night.
But that was Kill Bill 2.
Where we talked
So
about
I need to watch Kill Bill 1.
Right.
But you know what? I watched...
But you know what? I was wrong. Kill Bill 1 is the one with the cartoon thing. Because if it's about Oren Ishii, who's Lucy Liu, then... Because she's not in the second one at all.
She gets killed.
Right. So it is the first one that they do the cartoon scene. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it ruined it. It took... Like I said,
it is kind of weird.
Uma Thurman goes through, and then she flies to Japan. She gets the sword, and it's all kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then it turns into, to me, like
literally a cartoon,
like a kid's movie.
Yeah. And then she kills all those guys, and it's just the blood. It's like, to me, it's like, this is not a kid's movie. There's like limbs and fucking dudes' heads are getting cut off. And it's
Yeah, but it became like so. It was happening so fast, and it was so kind of
unrealistic.
goofy and
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say surreal, but it's not. It was unrealistic that I was like, all right, it loses it.
Okay, that's totally fair criticism. I think in the second one is really good.
Is it Uma Thurman?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Black
like,
Mamba.
she's Black Mamba. I should have been motherfucking Black Mamba. I love that when she's killing the Vernita Green, who's like the black girl who is part of the the Viper Death Squad or whatever. And it's like Black Mamba. She's like, I should have been motherfucking Black Mamba because I'm black, but I like that.
I get it.
Yeah, but the second one, fuck you. The second one is supposed to be about like her finally killing Bill. There's like a part where she gets
Five-finger
shot in the
death punch.
tits with like rock salt, and she has to escape like from being buried alive in a coffin, and she has to like do this like the 3-inch punch or whatever.
Is
And
it
it-
worth watching?
Totally, yeah. It goes into her training
Until
and-
that stupid scene, I was enjoying Kill Bill 1.
Oh, okay. Well, then you'll enjoy this one. There's no stupid cartoonish shit in this.
And I thought Pulp Fiction was maybe the best like character development movie
Oh, it's
ever
so
made.
good. Yeah. I didn't
know,
like the fucking Netflix has this stupid ass because we talked about it. I went to go look at it on the browsing and have this stupid ass like, like what is like a blurb about the movie? Like a short description, and it's like cheeseburger loving hitman and his philosophical partner do like.
Well, I mean, how would you describe
Do
it?
whatever.
It's
I
kind of
wouldn't
like, just
describe it
watch
as
the
a-
movie, bitch.
I know I wouldn't say cheeseburger loving hitman and his philosophical partner. Like what the fuck is that about?
So my guess is it's written to appeal to the sorry if we lose you for this comment,
Yeah.
the average American
Oh, okay.
who's generally not that bright.
Right. IQ of 100. But they talk about cheeseburgers for
Not even a midwit, right?
right, not even a midwit.
Is that more of a problem or less?
Less because they can't affect change as well as the midwits can. Right? That's
I
the
don't know about
argument.
the average American, but I got a 90 on my most recent IQ test. That's pretty good.
A 90, 90 out of
Almost
100 is
perfect.
pretty damn good. Yeah.
We have work for you.
I have a few ditches out back.
We need ditch diggers too. Yeah. Yeah, but that line bothers me. Cheeseburger loving. I'm like, they fucking talk about cheeseburgers in the opening scene, and then that's it. Like
Lay Big Mac.
Le Big Mac. Yeah. You know why they call it? You know why they call it the quarter
Royale?
pounder? Well, the Royale.
Yeah, well, what do people relate to?
Because of the metric system.
Potato
Oh,
chips,
yeah.
cheeseburgers, NASCAR, or whatever.
Guns and violence.
Football, pretty dope.
Yeah.
Cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that's true. I do always crave cheeseburgers when I watch that movie, but
I mean, they want you watching their stuff.
yeah,
How are you gonna get that? They're writing. They're not writing to you.
that's true.
They're
They're
not
writing to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the sad reality.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So, where did you think the movie thing was going to go? What did you want to talk about?
Yeah, what do you
or
like?
just whatever.
Oh, so Fridays. So
Oh, wait.
payday.
What? Oh,
Payday in my office is Friday. So
Okay.
every
We're
other
jumping
Friday,
back here.
and we do
Every
these-
Friday, you guys
Every
get paid?
other Friday.
Okay.
So yeah. So we always do these ridiculous Snapchat videos from the office. I'm sorry, Peter.
fired.
So one of our habits is to watch the first hour and a half of Wolf of Wall Street, and then we turn it off. That way, there's no bad parts. You know,
Every other Friday, you watch that hour and a half in the office. You guys,
Seriously?
how much
Not
time
every-
is
not
that in
every
a
day.
year? Yeah,
we've done it like 4 times.
that's
I've
that's
not
40
I've not
hours.
seen that movie.
Yeah,
No.
that's a full work.
Is it worth
Wolf
watching?
of Wall Street's great.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You know
I'm
those
wearing
like
my
get
sunglasses.
rich and then get rich movies where like everything is going really well and the guy's like his life is bad and then he thinks of something but it's illegal and he like makes a bunch of money and then he gets caught. That
Yeah.
kind of that
Just
it's
real
that
bummer.
whole plot line.
It's like you had your
All those
dreams,
movies,
and we're
yeah.
just gonna squash them by the law. It's like
Yeah, but it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
That was all impromptu too.
Yeah, it's
McConaughey
really
came
nice.
up with that from
Yeah,
like his
McConaughey's
baseball
in-
coach or something.
There's a song called "I Love Drugs" and it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey's in that.
Yeah.
He plays like the mentor. Like I'm the mentor for Jordan
And
Belfort.
that's Leonardo DiCaprio too,
right.
right?
Yeah. Yep. And
Isn't-
Margot
Isn't
Robbie.
he kind of the main man?
Yeah, he plays Belfort.
Margot Robbie. Who's Margot Robbie?
Robbie.
Robbie?
She plays
Robbie.
the smoking hot wife. She's such a doll.
Until the end.
Until the end, right? That's a really weird scene, but yeah, he plays Jordan Belfort's wife or Leonardo DiCaprio's
What else
wife.
she in? that
She's
I would know?
in that you would
Suicide
know.
Squad?
Who would not know Suicide Squad?
Just random stuff.
And then she's in The Big Short. She plays just like the lady in the bathtub who's like for you idiots out there, I'm going to explain this to you because you don't know what's going on because this is all technical shit. And she's like sitting in a bathtub with Bubbles drinking like champagne. And it's like a really good scene in that movie.
I was going to say, I think I like that scene.
Yeah, it is a good scene.
Sounds funny.
Yeah. But I don't know what else she's in.
I
All
don't
right,
watch
so
that
let's
many
see if we
movies.
can get through this.
Yeah.
Give 3 of your top 5 because it's hard to think of your top 5.
Okay, 3 of my top 5.
You got 3 of your top 5, Gordy?
give me a
Can you
minute.
rattle them off? Can't have dead air. So
What
I'll
about
just-
you?
I'll-
Yeah.
Oh man, I would say Pulp Fiction is in there. A recent favorite, and this sometimes they come and go, but at this point in time, I actually bought and have watched a third time. What's the Ryan Gosling? He takes Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh yeah, that's I like that too. It's like a rom-com.
Yeah,
I don't like to tell people that I like that, but that's probably my favorite movie
It's a
like
scooter.
that.
You know,
Yeah.
it's fun to watch.
yeah,
but you don't tell your
It's
friends.
just yeah.
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 It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's I think really entertaining. It's a feel good movie. It ends
Yeah.
well. I like we talked about this last night. I like movies. You don't have a good feeling at the end of Pulp Fiction.
No, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had enough shit happen to me in the last few years that movies that make you feel good. Maybe that's why I like it right now.
yeah.
Are good. They're
Yeah.
therapeutic.
I have a
Uh,
friend. Yeah. Sorry.
So Pulp Fiction, Crazy Stupid Love. Here's one that's on there, and I'd have to watch it again to see if I still like it. It's called Can't Buy Me Love, and it is it's a total like stupid, same word, kind of vacuous,
Yeah.
teenage feel good movie.
Sure.
And I don't even remember the guy's name who's in it. What else? A Few Good Men.
That's a great movie.
That is a great movie. Scent of a Woman.
Never seen it.
Oh my gosh.
Never smelled it. Sorry. Sorry.
You have to see Scent of a Woman. Very, very
left-handed?
good movie. I'm going to throw TV shows in.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, I want to ask you about Twin Peaks. Have you ever seen it?
I have.
Do you like it?
I liked it in the time. I tried to rewatch it a couple of years ago, and it went a little bit too slowly for me.
I just started watching it a week ago, and because we talked about TV shows last week, and I was like, "This is actually a great show," but they do stuff in it that's like, I think the whole purpose of some of the things they do is just for you to be like, "Why the fuck is that in the show?" Like where the bellhop comes back 3 times, and he's like, "I've heard about you," and then he walks away, comes back, and does the exact same thing again. And it's like, what the fuck is that?
So I don't remember any of this because it
Oh.
was like 25 years ago
Yeah.
that it was on. But yeah, it was bizarre and different and definitely, especially for a television show, way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Nothing like that had been done on TV. And at that time there was cable, but there weren't, like 200 channels.
Yeah.
And there wasn't good cable either. Like the quality, some of the stuff that gets put out rivals the movies.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say like Better Call Saul. I love that, man. I really like that.
Fuck, all right, I have to watch it. All right.
You've not watched any of those?
No. I started the first episode, and I was like, I can't do this right now.
It's interesting. If 3 or 4 episodes in, it really takes a turn, and it gets much more about him and a lot less about. It's way less. God, what's it's a prequel to Breaking
Bad, yeah.
It's way less Breaking Badish. Because you
Okay,
got
yeah.
I forget what's the Hispanic
Walter
guy,
White. Oh,
the Hispanic guy that he
Tuco?
meets. Yeah, Tuco's like a lot of that kind of goes away, and some of it comes back, but it gets more into
like who he is, right?
Yeah,
And his
and
past
his
stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
My mom said that about it, and that's desirable to me. So,
So yeah, go 3 or 4 episodes, then you'll be hooked.
fuck, hooked. All right, drugs.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about you, Gordy? Top 3 out of your top 5.
Okay. 1, Super Bad. Great movie.
Super bad. That is a. Have you ever seen it?
Fantastic.
It's with
It's like a coming
Seth,
of age story.
What's his name?
Seth Rogen, I don't think is.
No.
Actually, no, he's the cop.
No, who's the kid? Oh, Jonah Hill.
Jonah
Sorry.
Hill,
The-
fucking McLovin.
Jesse Eisenberg or Eisenstadt. I forget what the fuck's his name. I don't know, but it's like
Is it a super goofy movie?
It's about a bunch of kids.
It's
in
realistic,
high school
but
that
Yeah.
want to go to a party and get laid.
and so they like
One-
I
have
don't
to-
think I've seen
they
it.
have to like steal booze from like a guy who tries to murder them, and then like fuck what?
It's like if you were in high school, like this is the shit you would be doing,
Yeah.
and it's like obviously more.
And it's pretty true to
dramatized.
the right. It's just like
It's on
everything
point.
to the umpteenth level, but it's pretty true to what happens in
Yeah.
on the night on the eve of a party.
I
Like
do
a high
not
school.
think I've seen it.
So it's like this girl who her parents are out of town, and this one guy who's trying to like fuck this girl, and his two buddies are like, "How do we get booze so we can all get laid
Otherwise, we
tonight?"
won't
And-
get laid.
Yeah,
It's
exactly
Like, you don't
right.
fuck me
'cause-
if you're sober.
Look at her. Look at her. Look at me. There's no chance. The math doesn't add up.
Sounds like a later version of American Pie.
Yeah, more or less. But I
Well-
think they did it better. They did a better job of
It's definitely
executing
better
it.
than American. Pie.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of American
They're
Pie.
kind of
but
like jokey,
It's
you
kinda
know,
same
like
theme.
gag
Well,
stuff.
this shit came out when I was in like junior year
It
of
was
high
like-
school,
What?
maybe younger.
No, I can't. Like
Superbad?
2000 something, 2007 maybe.
2007 would have been
Let
eighth
me look
grade
it up.
or freshman year.
I wonder now.
Graduating 2012.
It's okay. Keep going.
Anyway,
So
super
Superbad.
bad. And my oldie, Blazing Saddles.
2007.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking Mel Gibson.
Wow.
Fantastic.
I was right. 07.
Also saw that with Andy's dad, which was different. Anyway, let me think. The last one. Let's pick like an action movie. Oh, fucking John Wick. There's another one. That's like a good
Oh
variety.
my gosh.
I'm not a fan
my
of
God.
those kinds of movies.
Dude,
Well-
the club scene. That's just dope.
I think
There we go. Back at it again.
that's like choreography, though.
But it's
That
good.
movie is the dumbest fucking
Oh, boom!
movie
Yeah.
ever.
Haters, go hate.
Bam!
Keanu Reeves,
Yes.
if you hear this.
There's
He doesn't speak for
nothing.
me.
You just got 8
To
ball,
it.
bitch.
There's nothing to it.
Thank you.
Is there
There's
anything to
no
any action movie?
Plot
It's just like, let me
development.
shoot some
no,
fucking
no.
guns. Like,
they
pow,
don't
pow,
even
pow.
they don't even set it up well.
He's
they
like,
just
my
have
dog
this
died.
scene.
And then he's like, kill these fuckers.
Yeah, and right.
That's
and
all you need.
And then there's no rhyme or reason to how he gets to who he's killing. He just starts killing. And I can't believe how popular they are. A guy at work recommended it to me, and he's a smart guy, and he's a former Secret Service guy, and I'm like, dude, fucking.
Well, that's
really?
why he likes it, because it's like he likes to fantasize about being.
He's
oh.
smart. He's smart. This movie. So somebody shows up at his house, and I'm thinking like, if somebody killed my dog or my puppy, I would absolutely go fucking apeshit myself. The thing is, the manner by which he goes apeshit has no rhyme or reason. There's like no logic to it.
It's a fucking movie.
No. It's so absent of any
Purpose.
any logic that I'm just like, what the fuck is
It's like
this?
they try to
He's
explain
just
it
like,
to you by like, this guy's experienced and this is why he's doing it, because he knows
Baba
how to do
Yaga.
it. I don't know
yeah,
what that
but like
means.
he
Baba Booey.
he kills a couple dozen people, random people, before he even starts trying to figure out who he's actually trying to kill, and I'm like, this is so fucking dumb.
I will
sorry.
say no.
And
That's
this is not at you, because when I watched it, I'm like, I can't believe this fucker just wasted 2 hours of a day of mine.
You should have called him. Hey, you owe me fucking 2 hours of my life back, you asshole. Yeah.
Right.
I will say for action movies, I will say that Deadpool is my favorite action / superhero
That's more
movie.
of like I put that more in like comedy.
And it's like a gag, which I like about it. It's like,
It
he's
is-
like,
it-
bad
it is
Deadpool,
funny.
good Deadpool. It was the best superhero movie I'd ever
It's
seen,
funny.
which is why now
Those-
Marvel copies that exact formula when they produce new superhero movies.
Really?
It's the like slapstick, tongue-in-cheek murder shit.
That was a clever movie.
And it was very clever, and I like that a lot. Deadpool 1, check.
Oh.
Deadpool 2, I'll sign off on that too.
Another great one, Ocean's 11.
Uh-huh.
that
I don't
was
know.
good.
It's
That
a
was
good movie,
good.
dude.
The
Best
sequel-
movies,
Crime.
though, ever.
Oh, okay. Snatch.
Oh, Snatch is a fucking amazing movie. Oh, my God.
I haven't seen it.
We should watch that together. It's so good. My
fantastic.
dad loves it. It's about 5 British dudes, or I don't know.
It's a bunch of. It's like the British actor crew.
Yeah.
You know, like Jason Statham and everybody else. I apologize.
British crime world, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's this guy named Bricktop who's like the antagonist of the movie. There's this guy.
Brad Pitt's in it, right?
Yeah,
That's
Brad
that one.
Pitt plays One Punch Machine Gun Mickey,
Yeah.
like a bare knuckle brawler. The main character is Jason Statham. He plays a guy who's a boxing manager, illegal boxing manager who has
Like Turkish or
Turkish. Turkish and Tommy.
Are
Yeah,
these guys a little crime syndicate?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like this is the underworld of Britain or like London area. And there's gypsies involved and like pigs who eat people, like get rid of people by eating them. And these two black dudes who own a pawn shop or like guns for hire, and they come across a diamond the size of a fist, and that's what the whole thing is about. They're all trying to get their hands on it.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Don't
good.
snatch. Yeah.
It's the best crime movie I can think of.
Really?
It's a
Yeah.
fucking amazing movie.
Wow.
Like, if you've seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels,
No. Is Snatch a British film or an American film?
I imagine
it's mostly
British.
actors.
Yeah,
No, but
I
don't know
would
who made
guess
it.
that it's a British
Guy Ritchie,
production
right?
company. Yeah,
So it's British.
okay.
you can just kind of tell by the just the art in the movie art, like
right.
how they do that.
Because
Yeah,
it'll have a different feel.
yeah.
That's good. So I changed my answer.
That's a really great movie, Snatch. Damn.
Let's see what else.
Because a polite reaction is one hell of a thing to witness. Yeah, right.
You know what's a great movie? Something made me think of it. I don't know if it's a favorite, but it's really well done. It's a good movie. It's Training Day.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That's a good
it's about the
movie.
police academy kind of thing, or what is it?
No, it's Denzel Washington, and he's a crooked cop, and he's
Oh no,
you haven't seen it?
no.
Ooh, that is definitely a good watcher. It's Ethan Hawke.
Okay.
Denzel
Yeah.
Washington, Ethan Hawke. And Denzel Washington is great, man. There aren't many movies he's done that aren't on my must-watch list. Anyway,
Gangster.
he's
Also
good.
American Gangster. I wouldn't sign off on.
It's not greatest. Definitely not in my top 20, but it's a good movie. Okay, if you've seen this one, it's kind of weird. It's called Snowpiercer.
No?
About like a bunch of dudes on a train after the apocalypse. It's like all these people live on a train, and they're trying to like go from the back to the front. It's like
What?
I wouldn't say it's like a
So it's just
amazing
kind of bizarre.
movie, but it's like, oh, that's different.
I like train mystery.
All right, you two carry on for
Yeah.
a minute without me.
No problem.
Okay.
I like more than any of the new James Bond movies. The Sean Connery James Bond originals are my favorite James Bond movies.
Speaking of
So
Sean
fucking
Connery,
good.
Hunt for Red October, pretty good movie.
Also, fucking great film.
I just get my phone out and just started going down a list.
If you watch those original James Bonds with Sean Connery, you will be. Some of the lines are okay. For example, he's
Not PC.
well, yes, not PC, but also it's like hilariously funny, but not trying to be, which is the best part about it. Like, he's
Octopussy.
yeah, Octopussy's something, but there's this. I forget which one it is, but he's in like the Bahamas. Right, it's not one of his, but he's like hooking up with some dancer in some club, whatever. In her private room, there's a bathtub and
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
and he's making out with her, and he like sees the reflection of the dude in her eyes, and so he like karate chops the dude and like kicks him into the bathtub or whatever. And he like, oh no, he realizes his own gun is hanging up on the bathtub, and he sees the bad guy going for it, and he grabs his gun. And so in like, James Bond, like super spy, quick thinking, he just takes his hand and smacks a lamp that's sitting on a table into the fucking bathtub, and the guy just like, dies or whatever, and he just goes, shocking. And like turns around and is done. And it's like the funniest fucking thing because it's so cruel and doesn't care about life. He just like murdered a dude through the toaster method. And he's like, shocking or whatever. And
I wonder how many old movies like that were supposed to be like serious, like, oh, I'm so suave. And they're like,
yeah. Yeah, I know, it's fucking hilarious. There's one part where
like
they're like
fucking Godzilla. Have you seen that recently?
the
like
old
the
one?
old ones?
No, I've
It
never
looks-
seen him.
It's wild.
Yeah,
Like
there's
giant puppet monsters. It's like, oh.
Yeah, those movies are just great. There's like parts where he's talking whatever business with the other antagonist of the movie, and there's a chick around. He goes like smacks her on the ass, and he's just like, man talk. And it's like she walks away. It's like that's enough explanation. I love shit like that, and those movies are filled with it.
Misogyny?
Well, it's just like
Back
stuff
in the
that you
good
wouldn't
old
see
days.
today. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Up until 1918, we had a perfect world.
shocking.
tread lightly,
Oh yeah,
because we're
trying to be.
Charlie and I push the envelope, but we also make sure that
Everybody's
we
welcome.
try to make
here
it understood that we're sensitive,
to everyone's.
right-minded guys. But
Yes.
I was watching about a year ago. It was wintertime, year and a half ago. A Clint Eastwood movie. I forget which one it was, but in this movie, and I'm watching it in the middle of the day, and it's just a Clint Eastwood spaghetti western. He raped a woman. There's
What?
there's like this kind of, she was very attractive, but she was kind of like, so she was in maybe approaching 40. So they kind of portrayed her as this kind of noisy, kind of old haggish, like
Brutal.
like
40 is over.
Old
like
hag.
a 70s version of an activist in this old west
okay,
town.
sure.
Okay, so she's just like this I don't know, just loudmouth woman who like had it coming like back in the day. It was unfucking real.
That's a lot, yeah.
So she's like yelling at him in a barn, and he pushes her down, and he's like standing there, and he unbuckles his pants. And gets on her, and she's like fighting him. I'm like, I can't.
So it's legit a rape scene.
He's
yeah.
raping her, and I'm like, I can't even believe they fucking air this movie. So then, but of course, then she like kind of stops fighting, and then she's like,
Oh, I'm in love with you.
and then he like stands up and
Yeah.
puts his pants back on.
She's like,
and she's
"No."
laying there. But I mean, there's never ever it becomes like tender and romantic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't fucking believe. One, like, wow, and this is the 70s. It's not like, 1850, when they're
Literally when they're, yeah. Yeah.
There's still people alive
and the
from then.
fact that they aired this movie.
Like a
If I were
regular
running a
TV?
station, I'd be like, I'm not showing that.
Yeah.
The guy fucking...
He rapes her, yeah.
Yeah, this is rape. This is not something that's suitable to show. This is...
Yeah.
It was unreal.
That's why
unbelievable.
there's a lot of that stuff in James Bond, too.
I Googled it. And
Yeah.
I Googled the movie and the title. And, and there was a lot of chat on, this was like, rape.
You know which movie it was? It was like a few dollars more or something. Or?
If you just type in Clint Eastwood Western rape
right.
scene, you'll find it very easily.
I hope it's not Good, Bad, and the Ugly. I really like that one.
No, he's alone.
Is it the one where he gets like hung or whatever, and the scar he like breaks out of the?
I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
I
but
don't remember.
There's some of those. Those are really
But
good.
I
Don't
Some
watch
of
the
those-
I
movie. Don't
couldn't-
support it.
I couldn't. No, it was that bad. It's worth actually. If I knew the title, I'd say ban this movie. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fucked up.
And that's how you feel in some of the like the James Bond shit. Some of it's like that. You're like, oh, they put this
This
in a
was
movie.
cool 30 years
Yeah,
ago.
you're like,
Like-
I don't really need.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone push that boundary.
Yeah, especially with the women, like the sex stuff. Or he's like, you're asking for it or something. It's like,
Have you guys seen Popeye cartoons
yeah,
Like
where Bluto is like grabbing olive oil?
yeah. It happens
I mean,
a
that's
lot,
sexual
too.
assault.
Yeah, he's kidnapping her. Yeah.
Bluto's a dog, right?
No, Bluto's the main.
Bluto's a big, heavy guy, and then Popeye eats the spinach and beats him
Fights
up
him,
and
yeah.
saves olive oil. But yeah, I mean that shit
I don't know. Pluto's a dog.
should never have been on TV. I mean, it just
It's a cartoon
it's
too,
fucked
right?
up. Yeah, it's a kid's cartoon,
Yeah.
and he's like grabbing olive oil. It's and you don't, you're 10 years old, you don't realize, and it was a less sensitive time. But that having been said, like really,
There's a scene in Wolf of Wall Street. This reminded me where Jordan Belfort or Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill had both taken like lemons, or whatever. They're ludes, and they're like strong ass ludes, and so they're both like jello bodies, like trying to, and something happens, so they're trying to fight each other, or one of them trying to get away. And Jonah Hill's choking on a bunch of these, those ham rolls, cream cheese, ham, and onion.
Uh-huh.
He like starts shoving them down. He starts choking to death. And Leonardo DiCaprio is like trying to save his life, and he's watching his daughter, who's watching the cartoon Popeye on TV. And so it's the scene where Popeye eats the spinach, and like he shows his muscles, and it's just like the thing blows up, and there's an atom bomb, like a nuclear explosion in his muscles. And so he like reaches in the drawer next to him, opens up some pencil case, and like there's a vial of cocaine, and he like does like just puts it right in his nose, and he's like, this thing like a Popeye transformation, and he saves Jonah Hill's life. And I always thought that
by
was
like Heimlicking her with all this
just
massive
like
strength.
boom,
Or
boom, yeah, like smacking on his
Coke rage.
chest, coke rage, right? And I was like, that is so funny. It's like Popeye's spinach.
was it goofy?
Yeah, it was goofy, but it was also serious and good. But like,
Okay, I got to see this movie. Leonardo DiCaprio is as talented as he is. He kind of bugs me.
yeah, I know what you mean. I liked The Revenant. You see that?
That
That
was a wild
I've
shit.
not seen that.
was a solid movie.
Everybody's told me that I would like that movie.
That bear scene is brutal, dude. That's a brutal scene. He's like fighting a bear, and it's
right, he almost dies. Right?
relentless. Yeah, he,
Yeah.
like, comes back 3 times because he's like not gonna let it get away.
I think I'm anti-bear now.
Anti-bears, yeah. Like,
I'm against
thanks,
bears.
Joe Rogan. Yeah, he's like, people always talk about bears like they need protecting. He's like, a fucking bear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm biting my tongue
oh,
because we're IDWO, right?
right. Sorry.
Let's announce that now.
Or IDWO, which is
We are IDWO. So, in fact, I forgot to tell you, they were Jordan Peterson and there was like a panel of them, and Rogan wasn't there. It was like it was the Weinstein brothers and Sam what's his face,
Harris.
Sam Harris, Jordan Peterson, the Duncan guy,
Duncan Trussell.
yeah. And they said they called the audience IDW Nation.
But we're
But-
IDWO.
We're not IDW Nation.
No, because that's
We're not.
we're not groupthink.
Right.
Yes.
We're independent.
Right.
So-
yeah.
So what we are is IDW Offspring.
Yeah.
So it's
IDW.
IDW.
Intellectual dark web offspring.
So eventually, when this starts getting noticed,
They'll be like, wait a second.
Offspring, and I like
Yeah.
the word Offspring because it's
Yeah.
like it almost has like a, kind of like a, like the movie Alien.
Yeah, it's more demonic than like child, right? It's
Right,
more
right,
like, yeah. It's like a creature-esque. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's actually, this is a tangent, but if you ever come on again, you should come on again so that we can specifically discuss determinism versus free will. Because that really bothers me. Gordy is a strong, hardline determinist.
Definitely not. That's
Oh,
100% a
okay.
misrepresentation.
Okay, I'm sorry.
hang on.
Unless it's...
After you said Sam Harris was a determinist, I remembered that he was, but I remembered also like he has a version of it, and his version of it,
makes the most sense.
no, is to me not determinism.
Oh.
Because what he says is you go through life and you get basically programmed. So you have all these experiences and you have a certain temperament, you have all these experiences, and you have all the shit that's in your brain. So when you get in a certain situation because of everything you've been through and who you are and all this, basically what you're going to do is somewhat pre-programmed.
Yeah, I agree
Now,
with that.
I was going to say I don't I don't disagree with that, but that's not determinism.
No,
Because in that you have free will, you're just referencing all this shit that's going to get you someplace a lot quicker.
because of your experience. Yeah, which it would be impossible to deny that that's what's going on in most people's brains. Right?
I agree.
Or just
and-
the illusion of free will.
But you still act. I don't know. You still making choices. You're not. You're not.
Right, you're right.
Yeah.
So there's an algorithm that's never been queued up
Yeah.
that happens, but
And you plug and
it's-
chug.
It's
right.
still a choice, but
Yeah.
it's just based on the shit that's unique to you.
right.
But you can make that argument. You can say that
I do
the
make that
algorithms,
argument,
the algorithm's there, so you didn't make a choice.
Yeah.
Okay, fair argument.
I actually, Gordy and I got
but
so into this.
But isn't that interesting?
yeah.
Well, the thing is,
I think that guy's pretty smart.
you only ever make one choice.
What's the choice?
Well, whatever it is. Like, if you go through life, like, you can only do one thing. As far
You
as
mean
we
you
know.
only ever make one choice in series?
Yeah, at any time.
Yeah, but you make a bazillion choices in your life.
And as a child, you're not really making a choice. You're less making a choice than you are. It's not that.
Wait. I need to understand what
Sorry.
he's saying.
Go ahead.
So you're saying in each situation you only make
No,
one
he's
choice.
saying.
Like, let's say you can do A, B, or C. Like, you only ever
Wait,
pick.
let me interrupt you. Just are you saying I've made my choice and the rest is coincidence? The rest of my life?
No, not like,
So you make lots of choices,
yes.
but there's all these situations and you pick one.
Yeah. So, like, let's
Yeah,
say
I agree with
choice
that.
1, you pick A. Choice 2, you pick B. Choice C, you pick C. And you had the opportunity to pick A, B, C, or D, but each time you only picked one of them. Were you around when, like, Scantrons were a thing?
Yeah. Well, but that's like that's necessary.
Yeah, you can't escape that. This is where Gordy and I differ
I'll have to-
vastly
I'll have to-
on this
But that's
discussion.
not determinism.
I don't know what it's called.
That's libertarianism.
But I mean,
That's classic libertarianism in terms of free will. That's a philosophical term, not a political
I was going to
term.
say there's a lot of ways to look at it,
Right.
but
There is specific jargon that mean that what that is.
It's a word
Yeah.
I don't know.
But if you're in a given situation and there's something that requires some level of specificity, then yes, there's going to be a choice that's made, and it's going to be finite, and that's like math. I mean,
Right, but you're going to have
X
opportunities.
plus Y equals Z always,
Yeah.
and you just got to fill in X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this as a point for me.
No. Because you haven't even decided, you haven't even made a claim yet that's
Explain.
opposed to us. I'm saying,
So wait. So does that explain a version of determinism? Is that where your
I don't
head's
know
at?
if determinism is even the right word. For
there
it.
is a
Okay.
thing called hard determinism, which is in the philosophical world a school of thought that means that is no one ever makes any choices, and we only have the illusion of free will, but it does not exist. So some billions of years ago, a fucking rock collided with another rock, and then that rock ended up becoming Earth.
We can use
and
pool ball example.
what?
That's perfect.
So we have our rock, and then another rock, and then they smashed into each other, and then it drifted into one spot, and then that became this situation right now. And we had no part to play in that whatsoever. We have no choices that could have affected this right now happening. And we have no choice in determining what happens in the future.
Well, yeah,
It's already planned out.
right. Us, dogs, butterflies, whatever. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that gets me. If you believe in determinism, if you truly believe in determinism, and I forget what it used to be called. There was another word for it before it was determinism. But
Anti-free will.
no. But
Robot
it's like
thing.
if you believe in determinism, why are you arguing? Why
Yes.
Are you,
Wait, we've
no,
been
no.
through this.
We've had
why do you bother to go on stage to argue your point? Because it won't do anything.
Right.
Well,
But it's also
just-
like you don't
Just
have a
stay home,
choice
just
against
stay
it.
home
Yeah.
and drink beer or eat bonbons.
Yeah, or kill people
But-
or steal. Who cares?
because
It's all
someone
gonna. Yeah.
wouldn't do that.
No, because it's
No,
better
no,
to.
saying like
I know the
existential,
argument against it.
like
Yes.
laissez-faire
Yeah.
attitude is different than determinism, in my mind. Whether this is the right word to describe it or not, like choosing to do something. I was not ready to talk about this today.
It was
But
really
whatever.
hard.
So, but to get this off, whether or not it is a thing that you are only going to take one path in life, right? And whether or not someone would know enough about you to say that this is the choice someone's going to take here and then here, there, and here and here and here and so on. But at the end of the day, even if there is only one path in life, like fate, it doesn't matter because you don't know. So
Well, that's true, but it doesn't negate the debate. Should you wish to argue it?
well, yes, this is my point. Is even if
It's a mind fuck, which is why I love this discussion because it's like
oh,
Wait,
what the
yeah,
fuck's
it's
going
totally circular.
Yeah.
The argument is totally circular.
we got so into this that I even built a 3D chart of like
3D chart, it was on a piece of paper.
But,
No, I turned it into a
but
3D chart in my-
a determinist would say, so you liked my point that why are you even up there arguing? He'd say, because I don't have a choice.
yeah, I just have
I
to
was
do this.
predestined
Yeah,
to be here.
right. And I'm predestined to believe this. Right, and it's like, what the fuck are we even talking about it for then? Right,
Okay,
but
something more concrete. You work in the automotive industry. You might
Yes.
like this.
Yep.
Okay, you ever heard
I
of
probably won't because I'm sick of automotive, but anyway.
shout out?
I love my job.
Okay, so I do love my job. Okay, you ever heard of the
Wh-
field of study called triology?
Wait 25 years. Sorry.
Ooh,
I might not be alive that long.
You're right.
it's not up to you. So who cares?
Fuck you. No, okay, triology. I like this. It's particularly interesting because of what-
Charlieology?
no, trolley. Like you know,
Study
like a
of me.
trolley car.
Yeah. Okay.
Triology.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
so
yeah, this is
Essentially,
business ethics.
it's like a term for the application of ethics, right, in a mathematical format.
Okay.
Which, if you're an expert on this, I don't know. how many
Every
people are out
every
there.
college student who's ever taken an introductory business course has had this triology.
Yeah,
Really?
Yes.
It's like moral
Yeah.
ethics. Okay, so triology
applied ethics. I would
is
say.
the colloquial term for this problem. There is 5 people on a train track. One person is on one part of the train track, and the other 4 people are on another part of the train track. Right? Let's say you've got the train coming along.
Laterally or longev?
Choo. Whatever.
It's a
They're on
it's
two
a Y
different- let's say
thing, and
you
it
just
has
have a
to be
split.
has to go one way, but it's undetermined right now, or it's already
Okay.
set, and you can pull
We'll
the
get to
lever.
that. We'll get to
Sorry.
that.
Okay.
So train going down the tracks, right? If you don't do anything, right, and there's a switch, right, that you can pull, right, and that'll change the tracks back and forth. Right now,
Okay.
it's going to go crush these 4 people. Some bad villain guy tied them up and threw them on the train tracks like in an old western.
Okay, so the track Y's and one person's on one part of the Y and 4 people are in the other part of the
Yeah.
Y. Okay.
Now,
I'm
the
clear.
train, if you do nothing, is going to go and crush those people, the 4 people, right?
Mhm.
But you have the other opportunity to like pull the lever, switch it, and then it'll only kill one person.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Who's
you
a
pull the
pedophile?
lever? That changes things. That's a different
I'm
scenario.
just kidding. It's not part of it.
It's like, yes.
So the ethical question
Wait,
is:
wait.
do you act do you intervene in this situation that is just set by nature to save 3 lives or save 4 lives in exchange for 1, or do you just let the 4 people die so your hands are clean?
Well, I don't do anything for a different reason.
Because you're non-interventionist.
No,
What?
because I know nothing about the people.
Right. Well, that's a question that needs to be answered, which is why I never like this stuff, because everybody's a person
Right.
who's guilty of
So
something. Right?
there could be 4 psychopaths
Yeah.
and 1 saint,
Yeah.
or vice versa, and I don't know that, so I have no information. So I'm just going to let it play itself out.
And my professor took it to another level where he's like, okay, now you have the same situation, but there's a guy that it's the lever's down on the tracks and you have to get to it to save all the people, right? Except all the people are on one side and there's nobody on one side. You have to like push a fat guy over the edge to like get him to
Slow the
fall onto the lever to switch it over. And it's like,
And he gets squished.
yeah, and he
Yes.
dies in the process.
But his fat body slows the train down enough to save all the other people.
No, his fat body weighs enough to switch the lever over so it doesn't kill anybody, but he
Oh.
dies in the process to save these lives. So it's like you have to kill someone, like
Again,
you literally touching
and
a guy.
I flipped my point. What I meant to say is the one person could be a psychopath,
Right, and
and
yeah.
maybe by, letting, no,
Well, essentially,
who you don't know
right.
ultimately what the greater good is. So I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, and
Okay,
the
so
way
that's-
that my professor did it was, he
Yeah.
picked us by name and was like, Charlie, John, and Derek are on this track, and then like Julia is on this track.
Well,
So
fuck
you're
her.
gonna kill Julia to save Charlie, Derek, and John, or are you gonna,
So then he makes it personal.
Right? It's and everyone's like, fucking kill that bitch. Yeah, it's like we don't. Who cares? Yeah, she
Anyway.
reminded you that the homework was due last
Okay.
week.
Anyway,
we interrupted.
triology.
okay,
Okay.
whatever. So basically, it's this whole study where they frame these questions. Then there's tons of different things, right? And there's hot and cold scenarios where like you either are like a absent bystander or like there's a gun to your head. Like, what do you do? Right. Basically, all trying to decide, like quantify, like how people think of things, what is ethical and what is not in all these gray areas.
Okay.
Now, the interesting thing is in automotive, right? Potentially, there's going to be self-driving cars
Oh yeah.
in the very near future. And at a point, right, all of these things, like in driving, right, it's, you're in the moment and you don't have the time to make a decision. Like,
Yeah.
let's say,
A bunch of moral algorithms.
yeah, so someone's going to code this and, unfortunately, someone is probably going to be in a car accident in the next few years,
Inevitably.
right? And someone's going to say, like, okay, look, there's a car that swerved into my lane. Now, did the self-driving car swerve into the sidewalk and hit the pedestrian, or did it just run straight into the other car and kill the passenger? Right? And someone's going to code into the program, like, hey, do this.
Yeah.
So then there's going to be a
It's just
court
a
case,
self-destruct button. It just blows up the car, saves everybody.
right? But then, like,
Take myself out of the
Yeah.
equation. That's actually.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
It makes
gonna be
the
one
most
that
sense.
gets thought
yeah.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we just.
But would you buy a car that you would blow up? If it was like, you're going to die.
Well, they don't
Boom.
tell you that. No, everyone's like, wait, we just spent $60,000 on a car.
So
that's
these
self-destruct.
exploding on the road.
Algorithms are going to be on these presupposed what's the greater good, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
A-
Maybe
and-
not, though. Maybe you're like, oh, the guy in the Beamer, that's going to save his life. He's a dick.
Yeah, right. That Beamer, yeah, he's a royal blue.
That's a presupposed greater good. Kill the asshole.
No, I'm saying I would be in the car that would save the asshole because that would be me. I'd be like, oh.
Oh.
No,
Did you know that that's a statistic? Is apparently BMW 3 Series drivers of the royal blue color are the most asshole-ish drivers. I forget where that came from, but it was some study done by whatever university.
I'm going to get a lot of haters. I'm going to say it's Jeeps.
Well,
I
just
don't
in
know what it
Farmington
is.
Hills, because we have a lot of certain people around here.
I honestly don't know what you're getting at there, but
Doesn't matter.
Careful.
Christians, I'll say.
okay.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Totally off track. But anyway,
Yeah.
triology is cool because it's like, hey, now the whole country's going to decide like what is ethical and what's not.
Well, and the point is that'll eventually make it to the Supreme Court, and the government has to decide what's right and what's wrong, which is kind of, to me, fucked up.
Well, I mean, the people make up the government.
Hey, by
No,
then,
not the Supreme
by
Court.
then, AOC will be fucking Speaker of the House.
She'll be running that shit, yeah. Trump is a racist. Why don't I do that? With that voice. That's my Pelosi voice.
Damn, that was
Oh, listen to this. Remember what I told you where you said you got to look at this video because she really, really does this like cogent argument.
Oh, yeah?
I Googled it
Yeah.
today.
And you were
I watched it in its entirety.
disappointed.
It was edited.
Oh, shit. Of course it was.
So they took out all of the
The
stumbles, the ums, the ahs,
pauses.
and they made it this really concise
Like-
90-second. She's just fucking firing off, bam, bam, bam,
like a mixtape.
letting people go. The whole thing was probably instead of 90 seconds, where I was like,
40
man, she
minutes or
just fired
something.
this off, and like, wow, man, this chick has some talent. No. But instead of being 90 seconds, it was probably 3 or 4 minutes,
Yeah.
and there was some stumbling and and I was like, oh my god, the press is so fucking
Dishonest.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking unbelievable. It's everywhere. And
You
I
guys on that DuckDuckGo train?
I am now, because I saw today, I read an article that 93% of porn sites are tracked by Google, Facebook, / Microsoft.
Facial recognition.
Wait, that's a thing too. Face app. Do you see that?
Yeah. Yeah. The
There's
Russians,
this app called Face App where it's like you just take a picture of your face and it like
you can do different
ages you or whatever. What are you gonna look like in 50 years? You know, and they slip something into the terms of services, where it says we own your face in perpetuity forever without royalties internationally. All this stuff, you know, you can't fight it. And it was like a bunch of things. It was like your username, your face, and something else. But
So they've been like selling it to the Russian government.
yeah, so 100 million people got fucked over by this thing.
You know what?
Hilarious.
Who
What?
cares?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because that's
Gives
so
a fuck.
close to being, like just infinite that it doesn't matter.
That's a fair point.
It's going to happen today, or it's going to happen tomorrow, and how far tomorrow away is not that far.
Especially with this technology.
So
It's
here's
like
the deal:
7
self-driving
hours.
cars.
7 hours.
Self-driving cars. The average car on the road is 12 years old, and the reason is because most people can't afford a new car. It's going to be a long time because
Not for you, boy.
an automated car can't predict what somebody in a car that has no communication skills is going to do. So by attrition, because you can't tell somebody, you got to buy a car that has like fucking GPS and shit on it.
Yeah.
This is going to take a long time just because of, if nothing else, attrition. And 5 years ago, however many years ago, it wasn't that long ago that everybody was like, 2020 was the date. By 2020, fill in the blank. By 2020,
The
fill in
world's
blank.
gonna
By
end.
It's like we have
2020,
some
fill in the blank.
hindsight now.
No, but it was like
Yeah.
electric cars,
Yeah.
automated
Flying cars, shit
shit
like that.
What
Yeah.
was the
Well,
movie? with
2020 is 5 months away. How many cars do you notice driving by that are electric? Just electric.
Maybe
Even
one
a
out of out of electric
In a day. In a day.
Maybe like one.
On
or two.
average, 0.
I'll be
How
zipping
often
up
do you
and
go,
down
hey,
the
it's a
lodge.
Volt?
Well, I see Teslas.
Okay.
Yeah, I see a lot of Teslas.
Yeah,
actually, but
there are Teslas.
Well,
Yeah.
except
I
for
saw
those
one broken down on the side of the road, and I was like, "Fuck you, electric car!"
I'm like,
I'm like,
bro, do you
burning
need some
clean
gas?
bitch. Yeah, but
You'd save
that
the
was
environment.
not.
And they're dope.
What me? That dinosaur was already killed and turned into fossil fuels a long time before I bought my Challenger or whatever.
But
Nah, dude.
it's going to take a long time to get tens of millions of vehicles off the road and have
Okay.
Here's what
an
I think.
environment
No.
where
I have
shit
a
can
good question
talk.
for you.
Okay.
Pick one. Do you think paper, like shit people write on, is gonna go away first, or steering wheels?
Paper.
Yeah.
Paper before steering wheels.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I don't
fuck,
think
actually,
I don't think paper will ever totally go away.
No, because a sticky
'Cause
note's
it's
a
got
sticky
utility.
Note.
So,
Um,
steering wheels, like on cars.
I don't think either will ever 100% go away.
Yeah.
Like, what if you use like some mind shit? You're like,
No, here's what I think
Like,
the next step will be.
Elon
in,
Musk Neuralink.
Have you heard of?
If gosh, that's a tough question.
Wait here. Let me throw this at you. So you've heard of the Internet of Things?
Yes,
Where it's like
IoT.
your TV talks to your
Chris, have you
computer,
ever
it talks to
heard
your
of
refrigerator
IoT
and your washing machine and all that shit, and they all like talk to each other over
Yes.
the internet. That's gonna happen with cars when it's all Teslas. It'll be like, oh, I'm a Tesla on the road, and here's this guy, and I'm gonna swerve, and this guy's gonna crash. unless we communicate a plan of action to avoid that and execute some form of safety
See,
measure.
right, and that's the problem I'm talking about, where somebody's driving a 1975 Pinto,
I think it's fucking.
and what do you do to that guy, right?
He's dead because he's not a customer.
He's a guy, he's a guy who washes dishes for a living. He makes
Yeah.
minimum wage. He's scraping by, and that's the car he can afford.
Yeah.
And he's got to keep it running. What are you going to do? Fucking outlaw, not making enough money to
Well, that'll be a
with
new
this?
form of social Darwinism, where it's like, rich people can
If
afford
you
the
use the
cars
road.
that talk to each other.
If you drive a 1975 Pinto, you're
You're
just going to get
fucking
run
dead,
over.
yeah.
You're dead.
They don't even care
Dead.
about you.
Niedermeyer dead. Do you remember where that's from?
Is that Animal
So-
House?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
very good.
okay, there we go.
Yeah,
Top
boom.
5 Animal House. The movie's fantastic.
Yeah. Eater
Really?
House.
I love that.
Oh my
That's
gosh! Wow.
All right. Well, I think we've gone a long time. I gotta bounce out of here.
All right, man.
This is fun as shit. This was a good episode. There's
Oh, 3 hours
Yes.
already? We've been
a
talking.
lot of rambling, but
But it
Yeah.
was fun. And
it
funny.
was fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Over and out. Over and out.
Peace.
That's whack.
That's whack. You whack, bitch.
Dope.
Because my life is dope and I do dope shit.